McLaren Woodruff. Denise Thomas. Dr. Alex M. Mushigian, advised by Dr. Marilyn J. Smith. Bao Quang Nguyen.
Good afternoon and welcome to Bobby Dodd Stadium. Masters commencement on the campus of the Georgia Institute of Technology. My name is Bryce Zimmerman. I'm joined alongside Siobhan Rodriguez, and we are very excited to bring you Commencement Live. This is about a 45-minute pre-show in which we introduce many of the graduates. They're going to be crossing that stage in just a little bit, getting their masters, their advanced degrees here from Georgia Tech. And we are very proud to celebrate them. We're very proud to be here with you, and I know you're proud of your graduates, and you want to be a part of this process. Siobhan, how do people participate on our social media?
Well, I gotta say, Bryce, this is actually one of my favorite times of the year. Everybody has worked so hard to come to this moment, and what better way to show your excitement and show everybody, your family and friends, than social media on a video and photography. And if you want to go ahead and share those moments with us, we would love to see them. I know for sure I am one of those who would love to see them. Make sure you go ahead and tag us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and use those hashtags GT22 and hashtag #RamblinOn.
All right, so we're here at the Ramblin' Desk, but we do have two more members of our team today that are out on Grant Field, Evan Atkinson and Stephen Norris. What's going on over there, y'all?
Yeah, Bryce, we're here on the field. I'm here with Evan Atkinson, another member of our social media team here at Georgia Tech. You know, they already mentioned it, but this is one of our favorite days of the year because there's so much excitement around commencement, right, Evan?
I mean, this really is one of the things that we look forward to most, and you just can't wait to see all these graduates cross the stage. So I'm getting forward to just learning more about some of them.
Yeah, and we'll spend the next hour or so introducing you to some of the people who will be crossing the stage a little bit later. We'll have some details about how the ceremony will be navigated, what to be watching for, and a little bit about the hoods that you're going to be seeing, the procedures, and some high-tech ways that we make everything flow smoothly here at Georgia Tech. But Bryce and Siobhan, I think you've got a graduate getting ready to cross the stage over there with you guys by the Ramblin' Rec.
In fact, there's going to be 4,500 graduates moving across, getting PhD, master's, and bachelor's degrees over today and tomorrow. So 4 ceremonies here. And the first student we're going to highlight is a young man that's getting his 2nd and 3rd degrees, and he was inspired by video games.
Planning and a master's in civil and environmental engineering. Both are geared towards transportation planning and transportation engineering. Actually, I was in a completely different career trajectory in undergrad. I was pursuing a bachelor's in biochemistry, and I thought I wanted to go to medical school up until the last semester. I ended up not really knowing where I was going to go with my career, and I ended up picking up a video game from a local GameStop for like $20. It was on sale. And it was a city building game. The cities I was building in the game were what I wanted to see in reality, and I wasn't getting that. And I think that drove me to be more interested in the study of city planning and civil engineering. I want to be the change that I want to see. I've gotten a lot of experience with being more communicative about my ideas and what is involved in my work through the city planning part of it. Very focused on interactivity with other people, active listening, that kind of like skill set. The civil engineering, very analytical work, but also kind of incorporating that ability to communicate technically and verbally what it is that we hope to accomplish for the community. I feel excited. I feel overwhelmed thinking that I am going to be leaving somewhere I've called home for the better part of 8 years. It takes a really strong support network to get to where I have gone throughout this process, and I wouldn't be here today without my friends and family. It's so worth the investment. I wouldn't change anything that I've done up until this point. I have such a broad skill set and perspective on life now after studying here for so many years that I'm not going to be completely surprised by whatever I see in the wild. I'm going to be prepared for whatever comes my way in the future.
You saw him up on the big screen. Here he is down by the Ramblin' Wreck. Micah, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on what's going to happen here in just a few moments. But I want to talk to you about what you've been doing here, which is the thesis on maintenance of funding of recreational trails. That seems like a really cool way to study and get an advanced degree.
Yeah, well, a lot of that came from the way I spent my time during the pandemic when I was feeling a little bit cramped inside my apartment or at home with family. I needed somewhere to go to kind of reset and get a little bit of fresh air. And a lot of those places were in eastern Tennessee in the mountains on a variety of trails that I felt kind of at peace on. And as I came back here and got the skills and the information to think about it a different way, I started to wonder about how trails are funded to begin with, and are there different ways to fund them that are more sustainable and practical.
I think that's really cool because you use the pandemic to feed your curiosity as a student.
Yeah, and a lot of my free time before the pandemic was also on trails. I like to bike in my spare time when I have the ability to. And I even like to go on water trails sometimes too. I actually bought a paddleboard right at the beginning of the pandemic. So a lot of my hobbies fed into my studies in a way that I didn't expect.
That is so awesome. And you just said, you spent 8 years here at Tech and calling it home. But tell us, what is next for you after this fantastic day?
Yeah, well, next Monday, not the one after this weekend, but the one after that, I will be starting as the traffic engineer for the city of Bristol, Tennessee. And I'll be moving home to be with my family and my partner.
That is fantastic, and what does that all entail in Tennessee? I mean, you just said that you're going back home, but how do you think that what you've been studying, how is it going to prepare you for that next step?
Well, I think the way that my studies have prepared me is to see everything through the context of the situation and to understand that every place has its unique aspects, but there's a common thread of truth in every community. And taking that knowledge with me and the skills I've developed here, I'll be able to approach my upcoming new position with a fresh perspective that I think will be beneficial to me as I start my career.
Micah, it's shout out time. Do you have any friends and family you want to say hello to?
Yeah, shout out to my parents and my partner who are in the stands. My parents didn't know I was doing this, and I did my best to keep it a secret until we got here. So I'm sorry for making you sweat, Mom, in the fast walk on the way over here.
Surprise! All right, well, thanks to Micah and congratulations. Let's go over to Evan, who is with someone that's like us, an employee of Georgia Tech, who's continued her education.
All right. Thank you, Bryce. So I am here with Emma Brodzik, another young person graduating today. Now, what's unique about Emma is that she's actually an employee here at Georgia Tech who decided to cross the stage. How did it feel, working here at Georgia Tech and then now getting to walk across the stage today?
It's definitely really exciting. I really enjoyed experiencing the campus as a student, but it was definitely a challenge of time management, but really excited to be here.
So that's great. And so you've always been passionate about sustainability. So now that you're here walking across the stage, what's going to be next for you?
I plan to stay here at Tech. I love working here, being on campus all the time. So excited that I don't have to leave, but hoping to move up through leadership in my department.
And so, of course, today is about graduates, but, if you can't celebrate a graduate without family, is there anybody here that you would want to say hi to?
Sure, my parents, my sister, my 2 friends from undergrad, and my fiance.
All right, well, that is Emma, and that's another great Yellow Jacket graduate. I hear some cheers. But right now, let's meet another person graduating today, Ricky Roy.
I studied aerospace engineering here for both my bachelor's and master's degrees. I got my bachelor's in aerospace engineering in 2020, and I'll be getting my master's this May in 2022. I chose Georgia Tech because of the Indian classical dance teams on campus, which I got to lead as a sophomore, as well as the design build fly team that, again, recently won first place in the AIAA competition. Pulse for me represented creating these incredible dance drama visuals on stage, things that I had never seen being created. It was so cool to see a snake head come alive, representing Indian mythology and these stories that I remember hearing from my parents or grandparents about our culture. Design Build Fly was an incredibly unique opportunity to spend a lot of time doing hands-on projects that I had no exposure to prior to coming to Georgia Tech. And there was this incredible structure and guidance from the research engineer that was in charge. And since the time I joined, there has been much more done to improve the way in which minorities of any sort in aerospace feel on those teams. What you're seeing here right now, or what you see of me online, truly is who I am, and I wouldn't want it any other way, because I think COVID showed us that life is so short, and that I think it's really important for me to show up authentically, and Georgia Tech really pushed me to be authentic and to know who I am.
Ricky, I love your story. Thank you for being here. We can't wait to watch you cross the stage. But one of the things I thought was really unique is that when your mom came here, you wanted to take her around campus and show her some of your happiest memories. Did you get an opportunity to do that over the last couple of days?
Not yet, but I plan on doing so this next week, and I'm so excited to walk around all my favorite places on campus.
All right, what are those favorite places? Give me a top 3.
So definitely the place around the aerospace buildings where I worked for the past 6 years. I think that street is absolutely beautiful, especially now during the summer. And places like the architecture building and just Tech Green. And I'm so excited to show her all the spots.
That is so awesome. And what other things during your time here have you enjoyed? Like different activities? I know there was one, maybe Indian cultural dancing was one of them. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So on campus, there are phenomenally talented dancers, particularly Indian classical dancers that I had the privilege of sharing the stage with and leading, and I'm so excited to see the incredible pieces that they'll create in the future, win incredible trophies, and donate their proceeds to incredible causes here in Atlanta.
I know you have something lined up, and we're going to talk about what your next step is, but I thought you had a really cool thing that you're going to do this summer, right? Which is use some of your artistic ability to remember this time you had at Tech.
Absolutely. So I'm going to take photos of all my favorite spots on campus and then do little watercolors by the water that was inspired by one of my friends here on campus.
That is so awesome.
Will you make sure you share those with us on social media? We'd love to see those.
Absolutely, and I'll tag Georgia Tech.
All right, so what's next for Ricky Roy?
So I've been in the pursuit of trying to make flying things safer since I was 15 years old, and I'll be doing my dream job this fall as a system safety engineer in the urban air mobility industry.
Well, congratulations. We look forward to you getting your master's degree here at Georgia Tech. 4,500 students getting their degree. Ricky is one of them. And Stephen is with another one who's kind of snuck into this ceremony.
Of course, I didn't turn the mic on. It's live, folks. Now you know for real. Shelby Johnson, tell me, now you're walking today. You actually are an undergrad,
Yes.
but you're going to be walking with the master's students, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
And what are you going to be getting your degree in?
Bachelor of Science in Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering.
How did you find yourself on this journey in a major like that? That sounds like a pretty difficult thing to undertake.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult, but I knew that I wanted to choose a major where I could help make medical tools to help doctors while not being a doctor. And chemical engineering can really help you do that through bioengineering and pharmaceuticals, so it was kind of an easy choice from there.
Now, just a couple of days ago, you got to take part, and also live, very windy as well, isn't it? You got to take part in a pretty cool event that celebrated some of the trailblazers of Georgia Tech. Can you tell me a little bit about that day?
Yeah, for sure. We had a symposium celebrating the Trailblazers, so that's the first Black students to go to Georgia Tech and also to graduate. So I got to sit on a panel to talk a little bit about race at Georgia Tech and my experience here, and it was really amazing to meet them and the other panelists and just to experience and hear about what they experienced when they came so many years ago.
Now, Shelby's wearing some cords, which I'm guessing means you're going to be graduating with honors tomorrow with the other bachelor's graduates.
Yes, absolutely. This is for highest honors, and then this is for an organization I'm in called ACF.
So, Shelby, an outstanding undergraduate student, we're going to let you take your seat. Thank you for talking to us. Now, speaking of cords, we want to walk through some of the regalia that you're going to see. Now, master's graduates look a little bit different from our undergrads because you'll see hoods. And you'll see them in different colors, right? Like we're seeing a yellow hood here representing some of our international affairs students. The different colors represent different majors. You might see purple here for architecture. We've got peacock blue for public administration. We've got orange, which is going to be the College of Engineering. If you're wearing an orange hood, give us a wave from the College of Engineering. All right, and then yellow. Let's hear for yellow, our science gold graduates, which includes our analytics grads, our online computer science students, a lot of our graduates in those gold hoods today. Another hood color, you're going to see the tan graduates, a color actually called drab. And I can tell you these graduates are anything but drab, are business students. And we want to introduce you to one of those business students, actually, who received an award for being the top evening MBA student. Let's meet Jonathan King.
Georgia Tech is really at the epicenter of like this burgeoning startup ecosystem. Atlanta as well, being as diverse as it is, we're seeing a lot of focus and funding being driven towards underrepresented minority and women founders, which is something I'm very passionate about. One of the things that I wanted to accomplish was really develop a more entrepreneurial mindset as well as understand startup finance, the TIGER program. So TIGER stands for Technology Innovation Generating Economic Results. And TIGER is a 3-semester practicum in which students are paired with PhD students, other MBAs, as well as working with Emory JD students to commercialize the technology, right? When I talked about, being able to develop that entrepreneurial mindset, TIGER was an absolutely fantastic experience. And so going through the TIGER program, that led me to being able to do an internship last summer with the Atlanta Technology Angels, a local angel syndicate. That then led to a fellowship that I did last fall with a venture fund, and then ultimately led to me receiving an offer from a corporate venture capital firm that I'll be joining in the next several weeks. I've always tried to be the person to be a connector with my peers, right? To try to help them achieve their goals and realize, whatever, mission that they've set before themselves. I recently won the Dean's Award for Evening MBA Student Excellence. That was probably, the highlight of, my Scheller journey. And then, my peers actually nominated me as the Evening MBA Student of the Year. And so just to have that recognition of all of the hard work, of all of the kind of level of intention that I've had about doing this program, that's what made it, so rewarding, and meeting such, amazing people. I am just truly indebted to Scheller in the program and everyone that I've met. I'm just truly, truly grateful to be a part of this community, and I look forward to adding value to the community as an alum.
Jonathan's up there. Now he's down
Yes.
here.
Hello,
Soon you'll be
everyone.
walking across the stage. And what I love about your story, and so many of our students here at Georgia Tech, especially ones that are working on masters, is you're doing it after hours. You're working on your evening MBA, and that is what it stands for, right? Like those classes
Correct.
are at
Yes.
night. And so what I wanted to ask you about is that your peers nominated you for an award. Can you tell me what that award was and that you won it?
Yeah, so I was informed that I won Evening MBA Student of the Year, and it's a peer nomination like you mentioned, and I think it means the world to me, right, to be able to connect with so many talented and brilliant individuals, and that we were all grinding together, right, getting through the Evening MBA program, and so I'm forever indebted to them as well as the overall Scheller MBA program for everything that is given to me, and also myself being able to contribute value to the program.
One of the things that we talk about a lot here at Georgia Tech is lifelong learning. And I bet in those classes you must have met some people from all different ranges, ages of life that are coming together in that evening program.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing that I love about the program, that it was so diverse, right? So many people from different backgrounds, different career disciplines, all trying to strive after this goal of professional development. And so being able to kind of bring those perspectives into the classroom was definitely immensely valuable to my overall learning experience.
It sounds like you're almost setting up like your own little family here at Tech. But tell us about like who was supporting you at home while you were dedicating yourself to making sure you had this MBA.
Yeah, I think the number one supporter is certainly my wife. My wife, Marina, I remember us having this conversation before I even decided to go to Scheller, and, telling her like, hey, this is going to be time consuming. It's going to be a sacrifice. And she never, gave up on supporting me, right? Unconditional, unwavering love, and, all of success that I've achieved through the program as well as post-career success wouldn't be possible without her by my side.
Is she here today?
Yeah, she's here today. So yes, exactly.
We should all thank our wives.
Absolutely.
And our mothers, of course, this weekend as well. So thank you to everybody. As we know, it takes a village, and congratulations on this achievement, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, well, we've got another student to introduce you to. Steven's over on the field. Steven, who you got?
Thanks, Bryce. I'm here with Madeline Baum. Madeline, you are an aerospace engineering grad, and something you told us I thought was really interesting. You said that engineering sort of helped you tap into a little bit of your creativity as well.
Absolutely. I found that creative problem solving is a real key to being an engineer in this day and age. I definitely came into engineering from more of a non-linear narrative, where I was more of an artsy kid growing up, and then as I developed more confidence in my math and science abilities, I was able to pair the two really well. Because a lot of the concepts that I was really interested in my favorite science fiction movies and books, I realized that I was capable of working on those very things. So I've definitely found a nice pairing of the arts and sciences here at Georgia Tech.
And speaking of getting to work on those things, you had the experience to be able to work with NASA as an aerospace engineering master's student. That had to be amazing, and so many of our aerospace students end up working with NASA. Can you tell us a little bit about what you got to work on?
Absolutely. I recently worked with NASA Marshall on their critical path for a robust Mars mission, where they were looking into tying reliability into conceptual level trade studies so that they would be able to incorporate safety and reliability into the overall architectures of their campaigns to ensure the full success of the entire mission at the earlier level than they were able to earlier.
I just have to say that's amazing that our graduates are getting ready to send humans to Mars. That has to be so cool. Now, also pretty cool, you have to check out these earrings. That's definitely an engineering touch there, Madeline.
Thank you. I call them my gearings. I got them in a little steampunk store when I worked in Florida this summer.
Gearings, there we go. All right. Well, Madeline, we're going to let you go with the rest of your engineering grads. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you across the stage in a little bit.
Thank you.
All right. Bryce, Siobhan, I think you've got another graduate sitting over there with you guys, a different major, different college.
That's right, we do. We've got Candace here with us. This is Candace Washington, and you have been doing some research in a field that I think is really, really interesting, in a master's program that I think is fantastic, but maybe not a lot of people have heard of. Can you tell us about what you're getting your degree in, and then also one of your main research points, which I think is really cool?
Sure. I'm getting my master's in building construction. And I chose to focus on this as my research topic, specifically about women in construction. there are barriers and obstacles that I have identified within my research that I'm hoping to implement strategies and changes that will encourage women to pursue construction as a career.
What are some of those barriers that women are seeing in construction?
The perception of construction. When people think of construction, they think of dirty, hot, sweaty, those type of things. But there's so much more to the industry that a lot of people just simply do not know. There are a lot of things behind the scenes, a lot of technology that's emerging that we really need women to be part of this industry to help move it forward.
Absolutely, that is phenomenal. And I just want to take it back to to your when you first came here to Georgia Tech, because this is actually your second master's degree, correct?
That's correct.
So tell us a little bit about your journey through this process over here to Georgia Tech.
Absolutely, I am what you consider a poster child for non-traditional student. I actually was in a doctorate program at another university, and I found out about the program here, the Masters of Building Construction. So I thought that I would pause that degree and pursue this one and go back. But what I found when I got here, I got stung by the yellow jacket and decided to pursue my PhD, which I will be enrolling in the fall.
That's phenomenal. And tell me, who is here in the stands today supporting you during this great day?
Absolutely. I have my husband, Terrence, my son, TC, my mother, LaVonna Moore, and my sister, and my niece, and my cousin. They're all here. Hopefully they're here seeing this, but they were parking the car when I came in, so they're here to support me, and I appreciate and I love them so much.
Well, I hope they are yelling your name and screaming at the top of their lungs once they get over here, because you absolutely deserve it, and I wish you all the best. And thank you so much for coming and speaking with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, Candace, an education rock star as far as I'm concerned, going after all those degrees. And you know what? It takes a village, like we've said many times before, but sometimes it also takes some individual effort. The next student, we're going to show you this video package. She fought very valiantly to make sure that one of the most storied traditions in all of college football continued during the pandemic.
It's surreal. It really hasn't hit me yet. I graduated from my undergrad here at Tech, I guess less than a year ago right now. So to already be back in kind of this position, get ready to walk across that stage again is completely unbelievable. This is what this is all about. This is what these 4 or 5 or 6 or 3 years have looked like and been for. And we finally made it here where we're about to cross that stage and get that degree that no one can take away from us. And I think there's just so much pride. There was so much pride in that movement of just standing up and saying, I am an engineering major who's graduating from Georgia Tech today. I grew up in a Georgia Tech family through and through. My aunt, my brother, and my dad all attended Georgia Tech. And my brother and my dad actually played football here. So as soon as I got to the age where I was toddling around, we were coming to Georgia Tech football games. For me to have some place that already felt like home before I even stepped foot on this campus as an actual student meant so much to me. When I was elected as the 2020 Ramblin' Wreck driver, that is by far, hands down, the biggest accomplishment and biggest honor that I think I will likely ever say. The whole peaked in high school, peaked in college. I peaked when I was elected for the Ramblin' Wreck driver. For Ramblin' Wreck Club and my peers and my best friends to trust me with that role that means so much to me and means so much to this campus was truly an incredible feeling. When we were kind of left campus in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic and didn't know we were coming back, I was like, I can still do something about this. I actually formally petitioned, with the support of the Athletic Association, formally petitioned the ACC. I could isolate myself completely in the cab, put down the black flap on the canvas top, roll up the windows, and I was completely isolated in that front seat. Masked up, hand sanitizers, sanitizing the seats. We ended up getting the support of the ACC for the Rec to be able to lead the team out onto the field. We didn't have cheerleaders hanging on the running boards as normal. We didn't have the Ramblin' Wreck Club down there on the field with us. We didn't have all the bukus of people that we normally do, but we had the Rec. Our impact of what we do on this campus reaches far beyond those who attend Georgia Tech or have a tie to Georgia Tech. It's a great school, but it is so much more than a school. It is truly a home.
Abby, your baby's behind you.
She's right behind me.
There
Love
she
my life
is.
right there.
I wanted to ask you about, we love the rec drivers when you all graduate because we get to talk to you and you get your experiences. So I want to know, top 2 or 3 most interesting things that ever happened while you were driving the rec.
Oh my goodness. I would have to say, so one of my favorite events that year was a little parade that we had. There was a little boy in the Gwinnett County area, so not far from campus, and he was born with a heart condition, and so was stuck at home during all of quarantine, really strict, couldn't leave home, that kind of thing, and has absolutely loved classic cars. And his dad was a student here, and his favorite car was the Ramblin' Wreck. And so kind of the neighborhood, they wanted to put on a car show of just drive in front of his house. That was something that he could stay in his driveway, enjoy. And so I got wind of it. About 4 people emailed me about this event and were like, is there any way that you can bring the Ramblin' Wreck? And I said, absolutely. We don't have any other events going on because it's COVID. And so I hauled her up in the trailer, got her out to Gwinnett County, and we got to lead that car parade. And over 100 cars showed up for that little boy, and it was just a perfect reminder of why we do what we do. And then beyond that, we did lots of kind of small, socially distant weddings that summer as well for COVID. And there were weddings, because we do getaway car with the rec a lot in a normal year, but that year I got to go attend to weddings where I would be able to give every guest a ride in the rec. Because there were so few guests, we were all socially distant, disinfecting, that kind of thing, masked up. So I really think I got to have some special experiences that year that no other driver will ever have.
And you're probably always turning heads, especially like getting gas with this beauty. Like, tell us like the type of reactions that you get.
Oh, there are double takes, there are triple takes. Anywhere you go with this beautiful car, that's the thing that I love about her is she means so much to the Georgia Tech community. But even those who have no tie to the Georgia Tech community, even those people who are a fan of that other school over there in Athens, even all of them have to admit that she is a cool mascot. And that's one of my favorite victories of like, they're like, we don't really love Georgia Tech, but the rec, that's cool. That's cool. And so she brings smiles wherever she goes. So.
All right, so what's next? You've been driving the rec. You're now getting your master's. What are you doing next? Where are you going?
Yes, I'll be moving to Birmingham, Alabama, working as a transmission planning engineer for Southern Company. And so not far away, but across the border. But I definitely will be back on campus to support the Jackets and see the rec and see the rest of campus as often as possible.
And I had one more question because you mentioned in the video your dad and your brother both went to Tech, played football at Tech. Are they jealous that you got to drive the rec?
I always give them a little bit of a hard time. So the first people that I drove in the rec, once I had the keys fully in my possession, was my family. And so I was kind of give them a little bit of heck because, of course, they wore the uniform on the football field. But I think at the end of the day, I kind of got the cooler gig being behind the wheel of the rec. So they definitely enjoyed the year that I had the keys and have been my biggest supporters. But there is a little bit of rivalry and competition there for sure.
Well, Abby, I think you had one of the coolest jobs that you can have at Georgia Tech, and you represented us very well in a time where I think a lot of people needed to see the rec coming out on that football field as it kind of signified the return of something normal for college football.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you so much. Congratulations on getting your master's degree, and good luck in the future.
Thank you so much.
All right, so that is Abby, a former rec driver. Let's head it over to Steven. He's got a couple of folks with him, and Evan, too.
Yes, appreciate that, Bryce. So I'm actually here with Mark Lanneman, a graduate in global media and cultures. So let me just start off. How does it feel to graduate today?
It feels really great. I'm grateful that it's not pouring down rain like this morning. I'm super excited, and the energy just feels great here. So I'm so lucky to be here.
So one thing I thought was pretty cool is that while you were here, you interned at WABE, the Georgia Tech radio station. I'm just curious, is there a certain type of music or certain type of news story that you had to cover that you especially like most?
Yeah, with WABE, which is like an affiliate of NPR, I like to cover a lot of stuff with the environment and energy and things like that. So development and things with gentrification as well. So really stories that mattered and stories that are crucial to the city of Atlanta because we're such a dynamic city with so much going on. So I was really lucky to be able to practice that at, this great institution here in Atlanta.
All right, so you got another degree now. What's next for you?
Apparently, I really love school because I'll be returning next year to get my degree in sustainable energy and environmental management. So kind of building on some of those stories I was reporting on, hoping to impact in a more direct way. And I know that this is the place to help me get that mastery of the subject. So really excited about that.
And I don't want you to leave without saying hello to anybody in the crowd here. So is there anybody here who's here to support you and celebrate you that you want to say hi to?
Yes, if I could find my family. I've been looking for them for the past 20 minutes. Still can't see them. But thank you guys for being here, and thank you for my friends for being here, too. I don't see you guys, but I feel the energy and the love. So thanks for being here, guys.
All right, so that's Mark Tenneman, and we actually have one other student we're going to talk to right now. We're going to have Simone Tennyson. All right, Simone. So you are a double jacket, but you graduated in 2020, so unfortunately you didn't get to cross the stage. How does it feel to be able to finally cross the stage today?
I think it's nice to finally have the chance, I guess. It was unfortunate that everything happened, but I think there's always silver linings in the bad stuff.
I think that's a great attitude to have. And something that I think is really positive, a group on campus, is roller derby. And that's a group that you are passionate about and a part of. Can you just tell people why you decided to be a part of that group?
Well, several of my friends all went to study abroad the same semester, and it was just sort of me and one of my friends who were left over. So we wanted to pick up something to keep ourselves like busy and like build like our friendship groups a little bit stronger. So we had the chance to go to like open enrollment for Yellow Jacket Roller Derby, and it was just like started by one of our friends, Juliana Stovall, and she just like had put it together like from the ground up, and we needed to build it up to the point where it could actually like start gaining members and stuff like that. So we actually like all became the executive board of Yellow Jacket Roller Derby at the beginning there, and I was actually the internal vice president for like 4 people. But it was a really fun time, and it's like I had never been on a team sport before, but it was like the combination of both a team sport and full contact. So it was like the best chance for me to learn like how to like control like myself and learning how to like skate better and then be able to perform in contact and all that kind of stuff. So it was a really good like opportunity. I'm really grateful that I was able to do it while I could.
And so as someone who's never skated before, how easy would it be for me to sign up for something like roller derby?
You'd be surprised how many people we have come to open enrollment who had never been on skates before. Like one of the best skaters on our team, her name's Sabrina. She, I think, had skated maybe twice before she came to open enrollment. And after that, she's a tank. She's absolutely one of our like strongest blockers by far. And I'm really like grateful that so many people who literally are just so scared to put on skates at all. Like I'm scared of her now.
So, right, you're getting your second degree today. I think you're going to be making a move somewhere else in the country. Can you tell everybody what you're going to be doing next?
Yeah, I'll be moving to Minneapolis, Minnesota to work for Sherwin-Williams in formulation.
And last thing, before you get out of here, say hi to anybody you love that might be watching online or here in person.
I just want to say hi to my family. I think I know at least one of my sisters is in the stands, and like a lot of my friends all came. Like some people came from Michigan, and some came from Wisconsin, and like a couple different places. It's really cool that people were willing to all come together and just like have fun. Like I know of 1 or 2 more people who are graduating too, so it's like a really good time to all get together and like celebrate accomplishment, I guess.
Well, congratulations. That is Simone Tennyson. But right now, let's send it back to Bryce at the desk.
Thank you very much, Evan. Let's go ahead and introduce our next student, video package of Praise Shemosha.
So my family is from Rwanda, which is a very small country in Eastern Africa. There was a war, there was a genocide, I guess, during the time. My family left as refugees, and I was born in another country, Zambia. It's like a miracle that all of us got here together in one piece, but we moved to Kenya, and from there we came here to the States. Coming here as refugees, it's very difficult for you to be able to make it out on your own. And thankfully, there was people there who were close to us, who just helped us with food, place to stay. I know what I want to do with my career is to be able to help others in similar situations or situations where there's no one that's looking at them or wanting to help them build things that could help them in those situations. I think there was just a lot of opportunities here at Georgia Tech to be able to learn new things. So I was able to be a part of like some student competition teams. I was able to be a part of some research programs just to test out some different things and find what I liked, what I didn't like. And through that process, I realized I was really interested in robotics. I was really interested in like emerging technology, and so I wanted to go into robotics and automation and just learn more about like the connection between what I'd learned so far in mechanical and then some things in terms of like electrical and computer science and how to merge that all together. I think the journey was worthwhile, and I'm so grateful for Georgia Tech because it had all those opportunities, because those weren't things that I probably could have gotten at any other school that I would have gone to.
Praise, this is your second degree from Georgia Tech. You didn't get to walk the first time, and what I think is hilarious is your mom didn't even believe that you graduated. What's up with that?
Yeah, so I think for a little while there, she kind of doubted whether or not I had actually graduated, because the very next week after graduating, I was back in school. So she was like, "What changed?"
So she gets the proof now, though. You're walking across the stage.
Yes, I have the gown on and everything, so I'm making it. I'm making it now.
And I heard a couple of woos back there. Is your family here today?
Yeah, they are.
All right. Do you want to say anything to them today?
Thank you guys for making it on time. I'm very surprised about that. But yeah, I'm so glad that they were able to make it. They were behind me every step of the way, and they were honestly, praying for me, and they were just always, sending out words of encouragement.
All right, so what do you have next? What's on the slate next for Praise?
So next, I'll be taking a little bit of time just to get to travel a little bit, but after that, I'll be working with Accenture. So I'll be still in the Midtown area. I'm very excited to do something a little different.
We're seeing that a lot. A lot of these Georgia Tech graduates sticking around Atlanta. We love to see that. Stay around Midtown. Don't be a stranger. Stop on by sometimes.
Oh,
that's
for sure.
Praise Shamosa. So thank you so much for joining us. Let's head over to Stephen, who is with Leon Chen.
I'm with Leon and actually a fellow aerospace engineering major classmate of his. Leon, now I understand you had another pretty cool experience to work with NASA like many of our AE grads. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I used to be a full-time environmental control and life support system engineer for the International Space Station. At the time, I provided real-time engineering support to the ISS to make sure crew safety and mission success.
And anybody you want to say thank you to today?
Yeah, I want to thank my wife to be here today. Thank you.
All right, Leon, and also Lacey, another aerospace grad. You worked with NASA as well.
Yeah, that's correct. I worked at Marshall Space Flight Center for 2 semesters, and I also worked at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory for 3 years.
Who's here rooting for you today?
I have my Grammy, my parents, and Dylan are all here today.
All right, so when they cross the stage, Lacey, Leon, big shouts for them. I'm going to let y'all take your seat real quick. I'm going to pull in Hannah, another graduate of ours. Hannah, you're International Affairs, correct?
Correct, yes, International Affairs.
And I want to say thank you for your service because you're also a member of the military, correct?
Yes, I'm an active duty Army service member.
And how was it, active service and completing your degree? A challenge, but you made it through.
It's definitely a challenge, but you just kind of get used to embracing the suck. So it's perfect and it's challenging, but all the same, better for it.
Now that you're done, what's the next step for you?
Next step is go back to the Army and serve my country and spend time with family. So.
Again, thank you so much for your service. Anybody you want to say thank you to today?
Yes, I want to say thank you to my son, my husband, and all my family that are here. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me.
Hannah Bembry, congratulations. I'm going to pull in one more student. He came over and said, I want to make sure I talk to you. Now, this is your first time on campus, correct?
It is, yeah. It's my first time, and it was amazing. I took the Georgia Tech bus all around. My girlfriend, my family is here with me. Really love the campus. Yeah.
And that's because you did your master's online with online masters in computer science, correct?
With a full-time job, I work for Amazon Alexa as a machine learning engineer back in California, in the Bay Area. And yeah, it's been a crazy 2.5 years. I loved it. And I don't know what I'm going to do with my time now, so I'm probably going to go back to school.
Well, congrats on that master's. Thank you so much. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to walk you through what to expect. So the graduates are going to line up over on this side before they are getting ready to cross the stage. So if you're in the crowd and you want to know the direction that's going to happen, they're going to line up over on this side. If you're a graduate, a good thing to do, if you've got that QR code that has your grad pass on it, make sure it's on your phone and turn the brightness up on your phone. It's going to help the folks back here that are staging today's event. So make sure the brightness is up on your phone. It's really going to help them out. When you scan that QR code, make sure you hear the beep. If you hear the beep, you are good to cross the stage. If you do not hear a beep, there are people back here in this tent ready to help you troubleshoot. So our graduates are going to cross the stage this way. Another thing, hey, with that grad pass, make sure that you screenshot it on your phone and save it as a photo. It'll make things a lot easier so you're not having to fumble through your email, right? So go ahead and get all that situated. For everybody watching, the graduates are going to scan their name. They're going to cross the stage this way. They'll walk up and shake hands with the dean of their program somewhere around here. Once they get to the top of the stage over this way, where they'll shake hands with President Angel Cabrera, they'll pick up their diploma and cross to the other side of the stage for a picture with the nation's most iconic car, the Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech. And one last photo op as an official graduate of the Georgia Institute of Technology. And I think that means that we're getting about close to that time. Am I right, Bryce, Siobhan?
That's correct, Stephen. We are just about set to go for the Masters ceremony for 2022. Just want to remind everybody that there is a slight chance of severe weather throughout this afternoon. It looks great right now, a little bit of wind. We're all feeling good. But if there is any severe weather, we will make an announcement and we will move into the tunnel. So just want to make sure everyone is aware of that. But so far, so good, bright and sunny. It is now time to celebrate the brave and bold, those who wear the white and gold. Congratulations, Yellow Jackets. You are now masters in your wonderful educational career. Let's start commencement.
Good afternoon and welcome. Buenas tardes a todos y bienvenidos. Please rise and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you so much for that beautiful rendition. By the way, the sound effects of the wind made it sound like we had an Air Force flyover or something like that. Well, please be seated. My name is Angel Cabrera, and I have the privilege of serving as Georgia Tech's president. Before we get started with today's proceedings, I would like for us to take a moment to recognize all veterans and active service members with us today, as well as all first responders in the audience who have taken care of the rest of us, especially during the last 2 years. If we have served in any branch of the U.S. military or have served as a first responder, please rise so that we can recognize you. Thank you all for your service. Graduates, members of the faculty and staff, distinguished guests, families and friends, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 262nd commencement exercises at the Georgia Institute of Technology. It is a great pleasure indeed to be with you today, this windy but beautiful day in Bobby Dodd Stadium. Very windy. Hold on to your hats, guys. There we go. The first speaker today will be one of the graduating students. I am pleased to introduce Nicholas All, who is a master's degree candidate in computer science and who is ready to give us the student reflection. Nicholas.
Thank you, President Cabrera. Good afternoon. Welcome to our graduates, our families, our friends, and thank you for your flexibility in this move to ceremony. As I reflected on my past 2 years as a master's student at Georgia Tech, the one word that came to mind was non-traditional. Now, I'll be the first to acknowledge that that's largely because I completed my computer science degree entirely online. So yesterday marked my first actual day on campus. That being said, I don't think that anyone could have imagined or predicted the global events of the past several years and the impact that they would have on our graduate experience. In that regard, I believe that everyone here today, whether present for this ceremony physically or virtually, has had a non-traditional master's journey. And is there really such a thing as a traditional master's experience? We all have our own unique tech story to tell. We all took different paths to get here. We attended different undergraduate institutions. We completed different graduate courses of study. We represent different countries and different cultures. Yet, despite our differences, through every challenge, we persevered together, supported by our classmates, our professors, our mentors, our family, our friends. We made it. No matter what the road was to reach this milestone, here we stand today, united as the newest alumni of this prestigious university. Each one of us embodies the Georgia Tech motto of progress and service in our own distinctive way. The knowledge that we have gained both inside and outside of the classroom has made us better scholars, better researchers, better global citizens, and perhaps most importantly of all, better human beings. As we move on from tech, it is our duty to take that knowledge and wisdom that we have gained and use it to serve our greater communities, leading the way as Yellow Jackets always do. Now, if you're like me, today marks the end of your formal postgraduate education. My wish for everyone here is that no matter where you are headed next, you continue to learn and grow throughout the rest of your life, seeking progress and pushing the boundaries of what is possible. The road to today may not have always been easy, but now that you have reached this destination, I hope that you take time to appreciate and celebrate all that you have accomplished. And as you head down that next road beyond Georgia Tech, I encourage you to keep an open heart and open mind. As according to New York Times bestselling author DJ McHale, there's no telling what wonder that may lead to. I am honored to be graduating today as your peer and wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Congratulations again, Yellow Jackets. You mastered it.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Well, thank you, Nicholas. I was quite impressed that as our colleagues here are lowering the sails, they didn't even distract you a bit from your speech. That was pretty impressive. Today, all of you will be joining the impressive community of Georgia Tech alumni, a community of leaders, innovators, thinkers, and doers who are making a difference across our state and around the world. Many of them are here today to celebrate your accomplishment. They appreciate better than anyone what you have accomplished and may be even part of the reason you're here today. To all our alumni joining us in the audience today, please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you. So now to formally welcome you into the Fellowship of Georgia Tech Alumni, I am pleased to introduce Sean Pesaru, a computer engineering graduate from the class of 2005 and the chair of the Georgia Tech Alumni Association Board of Trustees. Sean?
Thank you, President Cabrera. Good afternoon. I'm Sean Pesaru, the chair of the Georgia Tech Alumni Association, and as a fellow Yellow Jacket, I want to be among the first to congratulate you on earning your degree from Tech. You invested in yourself and your future, and we are proud of your unwavering commitment and tremendous determination. We're excited for you to apply what you've learned here and take on new challenges and opportunities that will further your journey of lifelong learning. I remember my graduation day at Tech in 2005. By chance, the seating arrangement had placed me near several of my good friends and classmates. There were friends in the row in front and more just right behind me. I remember how good it felt to share the triumphant feeling of graduating from Georgia Tech and being surrounded by these people. During my time at Tech, these are the people who experienced with me the marathon studying sessions, the late nights and all-nighters, and pressing the submit button on homework assignments at the last second. But more importantly, we share deep conversations, endless laughter, travel abroad, and all of Tech's greatest traditions. The way I felt at that moment was that I belonged to a community and that my membership could never be taken away. That feeling was one of love and support of a family. And you might even be feeling this way right now with all of these beautiful people who helped you succeed and who are beaming with pride in this moment with you. It doesn't get much better than that. And now that you've graduated, not only are you a member of the Georgia Tech family, you've been elevated to alumni status and part of the Georgia Tech alumni community. This community has got your back, and the Alumni Association is here to support you and help you foster your continued success and connections. Not only do we provide an ongoing connection to campus, but we can also assist in connecting you with mentors, growing your network, and everything from game watching to group travel to volunteer leadership opportunities. The association is here to help. Being from out of state when I graduated, the Alumni Association kept me connected to our alma mater. One event at a time, one volunteer opportunity at a time, I began to understand the power of a community that will forever stand in proud support of Georgia Tech and each other. I'm grateful for this connection and all of the wonderful ways that staying connected with Tech has helped me personally and in my career. As you go out into the world and continue to do more and more amazing things, remember those who helped you and never be afraid to ask for more help when you need it. The Georgia Tech spirit of progress and service will carry on with you and lead you places you haven't yet imagined. We look forward to hearing all of the incredible things that you will accomplish and all the ways you will impact your community and your world. On behalf of the Alumni Association, congratulations. We are here for you. So stay in touch, drop us a note every once in a while, and let's go, Jackets.
Perfect. Thank you, Sean. This weekend we celebrate 4,500 graduates from the class of 2022. We are awarding, tomorrow we'll be awarding 2,270 bachelor's degrees. And today we're celebrating the award of 2,050 master's degrees. The master's candidates we honored represent 43 countries and a multitude of disciplines. Together, these graduates know how to build satellites and robots, bridges and medical devices. They can create and run businesses. They understand chemistry, biology, and psychology. They can mine intelligence from complex data. They understand how markets and governments work and what our collective history teaches us about our future. They can travel the world and communicate in dozens of languages. They're confident, capable. They're creative problem solvers. They have learned to work in teams to reach higher. They have learned to lead. Think about it. 4,500 impressive individuals are about to graduate and are eager to do great things, and that makes me extremely hopeful about the future. But there is something I want all of you to never forget, those two words in our shield: progress and service. If we do all this, attract all the best talent in the world, train you and help you grow, win hundreds of millions of dollars in research grants every year, advance science and technology, and support the creation of innovative companies, it is for one simple but profound reason: to serve, to create a better world for those around us, to improve the human condition. Wherever you go next, that's the idea that binds us together: the commitment to advancing technology and improving the human condition. I know you will be successful at whatever you do, and some of you spectacularly so. In fact, when you're rich and famous, expect a call from our development department. But as much as I wish you career success, remember that our true score won't be measured in dollars or rank, but by how much you helped others live better lives. At the end of the day, what will make you proud, what will make your family and all of us proud, is what you did to lift others, to support others, to make a dent in our world. No pressure. As we like to say around here, I know we can do that. Today, we celebrate you, your accomplishments, and your potential, but today is also a day to say thanks. With us today in person and online are many family members, friends, and colleagues whose love and support have helped make this day possible. Our students know perfectly well they would not be here if it weren't for you. And for that, we thank all of you. Also with us are faculty and staff members who have guided and mentored the students, offering their time, wisdom, and expertise to help them reach their full potential. Would members of our faculty and staff please stand to be recognized? Thank you for a job well done. With me on the platform are some members of our leadership team. I'd like to introduce the ones who will not be speaking later. Please hold your applause as they stand when I call their names. Shawi Abdallah, Executive President for Research. Larry Jacobs, Senior Vice Provost for Education and Learning. Bonnie Ferry, Vice Provost for Graduate and Postdoctoral Education. Paul Cohn, Vice Provost for Enrollment Management. Leslie Sharp, Dean of Libraries. Renee Kapkowski, Vice President, Institute of Communications. And Jeremy Gray from the Registrar's Office. And our mace bearer today, Marilyn Brown, the Class of 1934 Distinguished Professor, the highest award any Georgia Tech professor can receive. Thank you all. So, whether you believe this or not, we're fully aware of what we have made you do over the past couple of years, and we are fully aware of how difficult it was to get all this thing done, even amid a terrible and very difficult global pandemic that disrupted every aspect of our lives. We fully appreciate what you have done. This adds a little bit of drama to the ceremony, doesn't it? So you know, I have played different roles at Georgia Tech. Not only I am currently the president, but I have been a student, an alum, a spouse, a parent, and an advisor. So I know very well that being a Yellow Jacket is something very special. It is something you will treasure for the rest of your life. I also know how transformative a Georgia Tech degree is. Like so many other graduate students over the generations, I can proudly say that nothing I have accomplished in my career would have been possible without the opportunities I had at Georgia Tech and without the people I met here. And now it's your turn. You will be forever connected to this great institution, and we cannot wait to see the great things you will continue to do. It's time to look ahead, to push forward, to go out and make an impact on the world like only Yellow Jackets can. Congratulations, class of 2022. And now let me introduce to you our speaker today. So you picture every 6 weeks, there are 12 people from around the country that travel to Washington, D.C. and meet in a room with other 7 individuals who spend most of their time in Washington, D.C. And these 19 individuals meet in a room in a very nice building on Constitution Avenue, and they make a decision on whether or not to lift or interest rates or leave them where they are or lower interest rates, a decision that affects the lives and the economies not only across the country but around the world. Well, you're about to meet one of those 19 people. It's a pretty big deal. His name is Raphael Bostic, and he has served as President and Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta since 2017. He has a pretty impressive career that includes 3 decades of positions in government and higher education. Before his current job, he served as the Judith and John Bedrosian Chair in Governance and Public Enterprise at the Sol Price School of Public Policy at Southern Cal. Over the years, he has held a number of government and nonprofit leadership roles. He's a trusted and expert voice on economic and housing policy development and research. We enjoy an ongoing collaboration with Dr. Bostic, including the Midtown Alliance in the Partnership for Inclusive Innovation, and through opportunities to share his own scholarly interests with our community. He has generously engaged our students, faculty, and staff across various academic and research disciplines through lectures and panels on economic policy, city design, and economic mobility, and sustainable futures for Atlanta, the state of Georgia, and beyond. But before I turn the podium to him, we have one more exciting order of business to attend to. The honorary degree is the most significant honor a university can bestow on an individual. And at Georgia Tech, we hold these degrees very dear. Today, we bestow Georgia Tech's honorary degree on Dr. Raphael Bostic, a valued and distinguished scholar and friend to our institute. Have a little bit of a logistical issue that we're about to solve. We're Georgia Tech problem solvers. We can do that. There we go. So I'll hold the diploma. See, it takes 3 of us to figure this out, 4, but we're on it. This is what the honorary degree citation reads. The president and faculty of the Georgia Institute of Technology, to all to whom these presents may come. Whereas Raphael Bostic is a renowned economist, academic leader, and public servant who currently serves as the 15th president and chief executive officer of the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, has served on the boards of Freddie Mac, the Lincoln Institute of Land Policy, and Adobe Communities, is a fellow of the National Association of Public Administration, is vice president of the Association for Public Policy Analysis and Management, serves on the board of trustees of Enterprise Community Partners, and on the Research Advisory Board of the Reinvestment Fund. Serves on the board of the Atlanta Committee for Progress, is the current chairman of the Metro Atlanta Chamber, and is an advisor for Georgia Audubon. Now, therefore, we do hereby confer the degree of Honorary Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights, privileges, and honors thereunto appertaining. This is the This is the actual diploma.
Good afternoon, everyone. So in our bank, when I say good afternoon or something, I've been trained that people are supposed to say it back. So good afternoon, everyone. I have to say I am so excited to be with you today. But before I get too much into that, let me first start with some thank yous. First, thanks to President Cabrera for the invitation to speak at this graduation ceremony for master's students. I also want to thank Provost McLaughlin and the rest of the Georgia Tech community for welcoming me today. You know, Georgia Tech is a tremendous partner for the Federal Reserve, and I've really enjoyed interacting with people here. It's just a great institution. And I'm especially touched by the honorary doctorate of philosophy from such a distinguished institution as Georgia Tech. You don't get these every day, and it's really a day of pride for me. And then finally, I'd like to thank you for letting me share this time with you. I was a professor for more than 15 years, and graduation day was always my favorite time on campus. Why? Because it's the one day and the only day of the year when everyone, students, parents, family members, professors, and instructors, everyone is happy. Homework and deadlines, tests and grades, office hours, rushing to class because traffic was awful or the alarm didn't go off, none of that matters today because you are graduating. Now, in our short time together today, I want to share 3 pieces of advice to carry with you as you advance in your career. First, I will talk a bit about how I define success and how you might achieve that. Then, I'll focus on why you should enjoy the journey you are embarking on. And finally, I'll say a few words on why it's important to share your knowledge and experience with others. So for my first piece of advice, let me describe how I define success. Those of you who are familiar with the Federal Reserve know that we have a dual mandate. Congress has given us 2 clear objectives: to keep prices stable and to promote sustained maximum employment. And that's all the econ I'm going to talk about today, so you don't have to worry about it if you're not in that space. Now, just as the Fed has more than one objective, you too will have to strive to accomplish more than one thing at a time, often many things at a time, in fact. But in your work life, my challenge to you is to focus on 2 mandates. 1, be the best every day in the work that you choose to do, and 2, make other people's lives better. And this second mandate is how I measure whether someone is successful. You've heard this already from Nick and from President Cabrera. I'm going to echo much of what they say in that regard. At the University of Southern California, I was director of the Price-Dollinger Master of Real Estate Development degree program. And I used to tell my students at orientation that as master students at a prestigious university, they were poised to become leaders in their field. And this would likely come with traditional measures of success: high salaries, titles, and more. But I also told them that high salaries and big titles by themselves would not be enough for me to consider them successful in life. With the responsibility of that leadership and with the education they were undertaking, they needed to use their positions not just for transactional purposes, but also to actually do good in the world. Now, as I look out here today, I see the same things I saw at USC. Master's students at a prestigious university, poised to be leaders in their fields. So as you graduate, I pose the same challenge to you. What will you do with the opportunities that undoubtedly lay before you to improve the lives of others? No matter what field you have pursued here at Georgia Tech, find that opportunity to not just succeed individually, but to also look for ways you can make life better for those in your communities. Now, an example of this from my USC experience was in real estate development. Many of the students were planning to be general managers for large development projects. Now, they could go out there and be very good developers and build cookie-cutter projects that, to be honest, would not be very interesting. And people would still live and work in them, for sure. But I challenged them to do more, to find ways to develop projects that help people have a higher quality of life, to go out and, to the extent possible, create inclusive, vibrant communities that people love and that help people reach their full potential. The goal then is to be more than pedestrian or just adequate, and to create things that meaningfully change the paradigm for the better. That's my first piece of advice. Now, my second piece of advice is a reminder to fully embrace the journey you are embarking on, all of it. One thing I can promise you is that your career is not going to go exactly as you think it will as you sit here today. And that's okay. I've been president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta for almost 5 years now. But even 18 months before I became president, the idea of being in this position would have seemed far-fetched to me. To be honest, I felt that way in most of my jobs. And I share this with you because it's easy to assume that successful people travel a smooth path to where they are. Let me assure you that they don't. I know I didn't. Now, this uncertainty may sound daunting and even scary on a day when you are brimming with hope. But I don't say this to dampen your spirits, though. Not at all. Instead, it is a reminder to be open to opportunities as they present themselves. Oftentimes, these opportunities will be awkward and unexpected. They'll feel awkward and unexpected. Some chances will be big, and some of them will be small. But be open to all of them, because one of them could turn out to be that next transcendent possibility. Now, this may sound a little goofy, but early on, when it became clear my career may not proceed exactly how I envisioned it, I resolved never to go to bed without laughing at some point in the day. It was important to find the things that made me chuckle, that made me thankful to be doing what I was doing. Now, some days, this meant watching The Golden Girls before I went to bed. Now, some of you out there may not be old enough to remember that show, but every episode made me laugh. And if you're not familiar with it, you should definitely go and look it up. It's a great show. But usually, I found those moments of humor throughout the day, in the work I was doing, and more importantly, from those who I was working alongside. My point here, enjoy every twist and turn of the journey, even the unexpected ones. There are going to be plenty of them, I assure you. And now for my third nugget of advice. As new master's graduates, you will soon be viewed as leaders. It is important to realize that you will now be considered mentors as much as you are mentees, if you weren't already before you started in your programs. Now, being a mentor hardly means you stop learning from others. As you progress in your career, you're certainly going to seek out advice. But realize now you are positioned to give advice too. To underscore this point, I want to share a quick story, even though it makes me a little uncomfortable. I was at an industry conference years ago, and someone came up to me and said, "Hi." Now, this was someone I didn't know well, but I did know who they were. And they said, "I'm so excited to be with you because you are famous." Now, my reaction was to give the person a look. If you know me, I give looks all the time, and that's one of my things. But the look I gave tried to say, "What are you talking about? I'm just a junior person here. I'm just showing up to be in the crowd." Now, looking back, I realize now that there are times when your position in your industry evolves in ways you may not grasp at the moment. You can look up and all of a sudden, you're in a different position, and that comes with responsibility. Responsibility to bring others along and share your knowledge and expertise, and a responsibility to think about how to advance your field. Now, I didn't notice it at the time until someone actually said it out loud. So now I'm telling you. When you get your master's degree and you settle into jobs as new graduates, you are going to be in positions where others won't have the same experiences as you. These may be people in your field, or they might be people in the Georgia Tech community. Some will just reach out because you are going to have a visibility you didn't have before. Wherever they come from, these people will want to engage with and learn from you. And when they ask to do that, say yes. Sharing what you know will become part and parcel of your narrative and your success. At the Atlanta Fed, we talk a lot about inclusion and what it means to build an inclusive economy here in Atlanta and across the country. By sharing your experiences and helping to lift up others in your field, you will help us in that endeavor. There are lots of smart, talented people who don't have the connections or an understanding of the career pathways available to them, or how to best navigate those paths. You can be a voice to help broaden people's appreciation for what the world can be. And that brings me back to where I started. Do more than just get ahead in your career. Improve people's lives. As you climb the ladder and navigate whatever journey yours turns out to be, bring others along. And as you do, make sure you find joy in that journey. Today is a time of pride, excitement, hope, and promise for you and your families. Class of 2022, congratulations and good luck.
We now come to the time you have been waiting for, the conferring of your degrees. The moment of walking across the stage represents the culmination of a great deal of work and an incredible achievement for each of our graduates. I would ask that after you receive your on-stage recognition, you return to your seat for two good reasons. One is to show your fellow students the same respect they've given you. The second one is that only at the end that I will pronounce the magic words that will make your degree official. So if you leave the stadium and are not present when I read those words, we don't know what may happen. We don't know. No one has ever tried that before. So I am pleased to welcome Provost McLaughlin, who will introduce the academic deans by college, who will present the candidates for master's degree.
Everybody ready? How about parents? Everybody ready? Yeah. We begin with the presentation of master's degrees for interdisciplinary degrees across multiple colleges. Will the candidates in analytics, computational science and engineering, quantitative and computational finance, human-computer interaction, bioengineering, statistics, and cybersecurity rise and approach the stage? President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for Master of Science degree who've completed the requirements for their degrees.
Ji Ho An. Robert Michelusi. Emily Barris. Luya Lo. Rohit Kale. Bao Quang Nguyen. Mika Lavin. Willis Diebel. Chavi Kadian. Naveen Kadian. Mubanga Florence Chama. Angelo E. Botazzi. Srivijaya Srinivasa. Nikhil Rastogi. Chigan Zhou. Matthew Reed Welty. Pablo Gonzalez Valdivia. Denise Thomas. Bhaskar D. Joshi. Jennifer Gavia. Yi Feng Zhu. Katie Barthelson. Peter Arenya. Jie Zhang. Lok Yi Lam. Sindhuja Sarabi. Benjamin Matthews. Daniel J. Coughlin. Matthew Lim. Lucy Chen. Gabriel Wade Britton. Phoebe Tan Siu Lin. Kyle Yuan. Nitin Jan. Richard Douglas Houghton. Patrick Kringsiri. Jianyuan Liu. Janarthanan Gopi. Prakash Patel. Priya Ramachandran. Lohitha Rajasekar. Emily Bradford Upton. Zi Liu. Vidisha Goyal. Jeffrey Toller. Wei Huan Xu. Hangda Xie. Jiayi Chen. Hongwei Li. Young Jer Sang, Faiza Syed, Hangyu Zhou, Svavar Inge Hermansen, Steele Rackley, Lindsay Coker Grissom, Donald Joseph Otto, Henan Matthias Fernandez, David Aaron Rainey, Jonathan Giles Kennedy, Austin Edward Lipinski, G. Taylor Brooks, Josh Terry, Matthew John Rossman, Connor B. Brownell, Ellen Shife Guo, Kelsey Aileen Thomas, Yu Yang Ju, Stephanie Nicole Bruno, Shivani Dingra, Amulya Krishna Kanchabatla, Venkata Sai Yaswant Sanakomu, Radhakrishnan Ravi Vignesh, Dario Karbasho Chaichvetz, Syed Muhammad Farooq Hamza, Yue Bai Gao, Wenqi Jia, Jeffrey Bernard Otterson, Gopinath Santanam, William Thomas Somerville Jr., Brian Joseph Gibbs, Stephen Robert Perry, Trisha Yung Dang, Venera Machambayeva, Yun Tsong Duan, Ashish Rastogi, Jack Towery, Grace Emily Barkov, Brandon Jong Kim, Chandramoli Anandaraman, Vivek Toki, Leonard Scott Genry, Voon Seng Lai, Afnan Rahman, Andrew Chase Keller, Kara Renee Dees, Patrick Zbigniew Zadunik, Mark Boulay, Taylor Renee Scavo, Haley Dabbs, Savannah P. Phillips, Rovini Senadira, Sue Ryan Kim, Kyle Kolheier, Jintong Zhang, Li Xing Liu, Chanyun Chen, Xinyi Wang, Ryan Passage, Jason Argo, Elizabeth Mary Cobb, Atif Nawaz, Fabio Vicente Pasquale, Mohammed Zaid Kheshki, Nathan Wayne Sanders, Christine Lee, Tanner Atherton Parsons, Scott Permar, Sean Thomas Perryman, John Briddy, Wenrui Zhang, Zixin Lin, Yian Zhao, Jiaxi Yang, Stephanie Lee, Jason Dong, Kavya Singhal, Winnie Zhang, Aditi Bhatnagar, Suyash Zunarkar, Cole Anderson, Lakshmi Venkata Niharika Kandavali, Po Shen Shu, Robert Wilson, Kathleen Malone, Tucker Jameson Hembry, Sheikhul Islam Chowdhury, Mehul K. Buva, Ismail Katovich, Byung-Soo An, Yifeng Wang, Eli M. Berger, Nicholas Taylor, Bhima Sarat Chandra Kaki, Gary Hu, Prashant Kabsad, Sean Merrill Gelb, Dustin Clark William Tetley, Stephen W. Fairfield, Alexander Ralph Schneck, Brandon Fairfield, Nan Xiao, Sung Hyung Yoon, Amandeep Singh, Paula Sadudi Lin, Xiyue Lin, Miko Silverio Lingsangyan, Eliana Estrada, Shane Walter Mueller, Aaron Michael Fitchwell, Tyler Grant Branscombe, Puneet Kumar, Gregory John Peter, John Wynn, Kelly Hendrick, Lorenzo Pardo, Mihaela Viaru, Hardeep Singh Pankaj Singh Rana, Ching Ching Wu, Anu Bandi, Adeline Lang, Lance Aaron Hess, Colin Andrew Murray, Ryan Crisanti, Riesling Meyer, Evan Kirk Downs, David Klyla, Khalil Mohammed Hussein, Jordan Timothy Nelson, Tejashvi Devarakanda, Mark Richard Lobin, Kevin Lee Cooper, Vijayalakshmi Ranganathan, Philip Shui-Yin Tang, Yuhan Yang, Jamie Amanda Starr, Andrew Q-Min Cho, Renee Antoinette Malcolm, Vida Golami, Lu Zhang, Jessica Lynette Myron Downey, Chang Hyun Lim, Shruti Pandey, Henvi Patel, Robert Andrew Wilkinson, Josh Janda, Joshua David Zirhut, Chandra Sekhar Nukarapu, Rudrajit Sengupta, Michael Morley, Kevin Allen West, Zhao Wang, Yi Zhuo, Nisha Sunadam Ellis, Catherine Lynn Clark, Annie Hendrickson, Jacqueline Shepard, Karn Agarwal, Jeremiah William Dewey, Vinka Wijaya Chen, Gregory Charles Truns, Jr., He S. Park, Brent Adam Ducote, Kirsten Elizabeth Smith, Xinrui Li, William Michael Scott Taylor, Yingjun Mu, Gunther Rorik, Angela Tran, Noah E. Schwarzkopf, Henry Bergie Staley III, Jesse Staley, Paul A. Aviles, Bhaskar Chinnasamy, Subhajit Mondal, Michelle Mack, Maria Romero Creel, Ji Won Kim, Sean Aaron Martin, Lawton Walker, Ting Ting B, Shanmuka Surya Teja Jatu, Yao Wang, Zurang Sun, Sai Prasuna Avala, Amy Elise McDonough, Danielle Schneider Santos, Courtney Dawn Root, Isha Sasumana, Michelle Aurelia Sanchi Tan, James C. Kriegel, Jyothi Mihar Kara, Elizabeth Evans Marlowe, Mahalakshmi Srinivasan, Veena Rao, Latha Srinivasa Erodi, Brian J. Rivers, Benjamin Bitsko, Sandeep Narayan Sainath, Nagesh Venkata Sai Koparthi, Sivapriya Welechami, Madhumita Ganesan, Sanjana Kumar, Cade Lawson, Jintian Liu,
I will now introduce the academic deans by college who will present the candidates for the master's degrees. Dean Charles Isbell will present the candidates for master's degrees in the College of Computing.
Good afternoon. Will the candidates
for Masters of Science degrees in the largest, most diverse, most innovative, and the funkiest college of computing in the world. Please rise and approach the stage. So many of you. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for Master of Science degrees who have completed the requirements for these degrees.
Anthony Gawon Lee. Ananth Dandibotla. Kelvin Kakwak Lin. Brandon Roberts. Vivek Sugirtharaj. Michael Luis Romero. Brent Halb. Joseph Brian Kanak. Rogers Davis Stevens. John A. Rose. Marcus Kellerman. Joaquin Casobon. John Michael Burke. Sean Crutchlow. Shishir Vinod Bhatt. Neetu Bipin. Caitlin Rebecca Helms. Anjana Nandagopal. Jan Marie Anderson. Brennan Hong En Tien. Bharath Kashyap. Alejandro Carmona. Jaima Merced Valdivia. Jasmine Kaur Sondi. Bharati Singh. Adrian Alonzo. Elijah Oyewole Oyakunle. Xiaohang Dang. Jiawen Ge. Natalie Sophia Mueller. Rana Akel. Elizabeth A. Petit-Bois. Esther Hui Hua Si. Jacob Present. Thomas Page Eggenberger. Aishwarya Kulkarni. Evie Vanderveer. Tong Hui Nguyen. Erkizavier Kombiracharai Chabata. Julia Nething. Kevin Mark Cheberenchek. Shishan Jan. Vera Venkata Uday Kumar Korasika. Timothy Huynh. Ildebrando de Corton. Joshua Martin Jaffe. Jacob Benjamin Matan Gorman. Siyan Tsai. Elena M. Ebi. Moechaja Devi Waku Kuamu. Ravi Shankar Kishore Hota. Aditya Surendra Tapshalkar. Sridhar Sanazetti, Ji Yan Jiang, Gopachan Saja, Krista DeLuca, Matthew Sandry, Ali Kutluazin, Andrew Stone Goodson, Arjun Bastola, Ryan Robert Miles, Anish M. Thait, Gabriel Wang, Sumit Roy Chaudhary, Suma Mohankumar Trikhati, Freya Wong, Isaac Jason Weintraub, Pushkar Vashist, Ryan Philip Macias, Ali Ibrahim, Long Tran Tin Nguyen, Sam S. Baya, Richard Huang, Maya Boomerdasi, Samer Pham, Jabal Nadar, Jungjin Zhang, Kalpana Althayadam Sivakumar, Andrew Frankel, John Mason Lilly, Nicholas James Ole, Christopher Andrew Formosa, Timothy Chad Pyle, Joshua Cabral, Sonia Goyal, Kara Todd, Michael Peacock, Almas Mirzatai, Ravinder Singh, Punyaporn Nathakijar, Joshua Logan Metcalf, Preston Gyunha Choi, Alan Christopher Nyman, Krishnamurthy Pathakuchi, Saurabh Saha, Shinya Lawrence Wong, Selvakumar Subramanian, Alec Joseph Demoter, Anthony Scott Lacrosse, Joshua Stoy Marlowe, Margaret Liu, Chen Yu Hu, Yuan Tian, Yingda Du, Akshay Karthik, Harshit Kayam, Ameya Anil Vitankar, Harikshit Iyengar, Bharat Mamadivathula, Amol Ashok Agrawal, Chirag Joshi, Pathik Jalavidia, Shalbik Mukherjee, Vishal Kumar Ratti, Javier Rodriguez, Florian Pess, Jennifer Lee McLam, Sam Kushru Jajina, Neil Manaktola, Kedar Kirti Balchandra, Naman Bhargav, Jordan Rodriguez, Simmer Career, Shandong Pang, E. Wen, Yidan Ni, Agnes He Huang, Yefei Luo, Melarcode Adityan, Colin Matthew Avedano, Nilpa Jha, Reagan Khan, Rodolfo Lopez, Ravi Malareddy, John Eldon Rivana, Chen Wu, Derek Brady Harder, Joseph Liga, Vrinda Nandan, Somya S. Vasre, Siddharth Balakrishnan, Ronald Anthony Marrero, Zuhair Parvez, Ying Sun, Xiaohang Yan, Wen Cha Feng, Matthew George Quiche, Berat Aaron Arik, Tyler Benjamin Smith, Ziyu Liu, Chinmay Krishna Das, Derek Stephen Winkler, Andrew Anja Chen, Neil Abhishek Charles, Zachary Richmond, Ivan Jose Ramirez, Gavin Guy, Douglas Scott Morgan, Virginia Cadell, Banu Garg, Gun Yun Park, Jishang Chen, Sean Michael Walsh, Jack Bishop Wolfard, Christina Schaefer, Eric James Kruger, Trent J. Sartain, Eric Rollins, Kirthi Palagura, Kelsey Nicole Morton, Heimdall Ruiz, Satish Gopalakrishnan, Adalto Silva Correa Filio, Anish Karki, Alan Benjamin Averbuk, Lokraj Srinivasan, Leonardo Tang, Rachit Bhargav, Vaude Alexander Burton, Clayton E. Schnars, Nicholas Mackenzie Hancock, Tyler J. Tessman, Muthuswamy Sankarapandian, Tai Min Hong, Amol Sidhu, Joseph Ryan Clements, Kathirizin Balakrishnan, Sherry George, Hiju Cho, Shakar Biswas, Batahan Altundash, Tam Min Win, Luis Felipe Wolf Batista, Donggan Yu, Jeremy E. Miller, Nathaniel Johannes, Luke Randolph Duncan, Kiran Surendranath, Deepesh Kumar Singh, Christopher Byron Wallace, Amanda Hutter, Nicholas Mashburn, Edward Boykin, Joel Tucker, Spencer Owen Schrock, Anirudh Sairam Tatavarti, Michael Henderson, Jacob Rowe, Garimendra Verma, Foster S. Gorman, Dheeraj Reddy Paila, Himanshu Mangla, Hanxiao Wu, Shuxin Chen, Yi Gu, Sumesh Narayana Menon, Kishore Aravindakshin, Saudat Oyiza Atta, Randy Thorson, Tedman Joseph Marzalek, Kirsten Perry, Jesse Shatara Krupski, Andrew James Lavaya, Isaac Christopher Silva, Adesh Pradeep Kala, Nimish Navneet Sule, Nishtha Jain, Arushi Gupta, Abhay Goyal, Janakiram Sistla, Radhika Padmaja, Vaibhav Gupta, Trapti Kadam, Shruti Masode, David Wei Chun Wang, Seung Yoon Lee, Sheila Foley, Nicholas Ladd, Andrew Tyler Zaidan, Kayeen Vicky Yu, Ian Robert Struthers, Evan Sadlon, Daniel Gerhardt Smith, Sahar Ali, Pratik Nalamotu, Sanjay Rathore, Brian Cho, Divikaran Danasekaran, Katie Dye, Daniel Ignacio Martin, Sohyun Cho, Rupa Krishnamurthy, Panagiotis Silapalas, Ravi Srinivasan, Oleg Ribkin, Charles Cameron White, Jason Yao, Shriram Kolsaram, Kavya Jagadish, Anju Mohan, Eric Chen Chang Gu, Brian Q.W. Lin, Oliver Jung, William Lloyd Givens III. Fausto Emilio Bonilla Jr. Brian Ban Liu. Justin James Naif. Emily Alexander Beatty. Tao Wang. Janyang Gu. Brian McCormick. Grace Elizabeth Nossanen. Matthew Musselman. Lubomir Kostadinov Vardin. Ritu Parathodi. Shreyas Saxena. Ashta Lakshmi Thiagarajan. Alexander New. Antoine Joly. Adriana Vega. Eitan Ruben Chek. Purnima Satyanarayanan. Matthew Stephen Laser. Joshua Harris Khan. Thomas Matthew Rega. Adil B. Lalani. Ryan McDermott. Cameron Herwig. Jack Bay. Shreyans Nikunj Shah. Stephanie Cheng Chan. Amanda Narissa De Souza. Angel Pino. Grant Hamilton Cordell. Edward Shen. Alexander James Newton. Nicholas David Prophet. Jiatang Dong. Alice Maria Mesa. Jorge Miguel Lopez. Valerie Lin. Brendan Lawrence Allen. Kayla Facey. Rupesh Gamire. Justin Corbett. Cruz Matthew Vargas. Sarah Tibbetts. Alex Dean First. Eva Chen. Minghan Zhu. Mo Yang. Caesar Brian Acosta. Lindsay Chen. Melissa Shichi Chen. Wenjuan Li. Ranmuni Sahan Ashanga De Silva. Mingying Li. Qingqie Huang. Mackenzie Miller. Xiomira Valentin De Jesus. Austin Joel Adams. Samra Guler. William Jung-Hoon Wong. Emily Meredith Brooks. Gary Bernard Kirk II. Young Hwan Kim. Raj Katapalli. Jaewoo Park. Jessica Iris Tepper. Joel Michael Davenport. Sonia Sargozai. Pedro Fernando Marquez Soto. Anisha Bogle. Iman Hawk. Jin Jun Liu. Ji Shen. Robert Brandon Stewart. Casey Bolin. Yu Ling. Ryan Partlow. Adrian Ashagan Hua Yu Kwan. Carlo Castillo Cochran. Ziad Abuwasa. Isaac Dekine. Jonathan Matthew Rach. Christopher Menezes. Dennis Koenig. Daniel Flores. Anthony Joseph Rufa. Zach Smith. Yusuf Walid El-Mugi. Kiran Baga. Nicholas Olaf Lefors. Akash Gupte. Shlak Natarajan. John Sad Falcon. Xiang Ren. Michael A. Hirado. Ryan Patrick McIntyre. Moeen Uddin Shishti. Diksha Kartik. Mariamawit Alula. Clayton Tyler Smith. Ali Mirzazadeh. Vyacheslav Zakharov. Nicholas Alexander Poulos. Jeremiah Mung Kahalik. David Luo Yu. Sandesh Tiwari. Ratik Dugar. Hita Teresia Ambat. Hinal Patel. Ian Mackenzie Kerman. Jude Paul Yakimovich. Farzana Zakiria. Anunoy Siddharth Dusa. Sahil Agarwal. Chirag Sharma. Sangvi Gadam. Catherine Marie Lucas. John Young Han Kim. Samar Abdullah Kadi. Xiaotang Zhuo. Tongshu Yang. Shantanu Singh. Usman Etesham Gul. Abhinav Srivastava. Andrew Liang. Brad Haynes. Cordell Anthony Williams. Andrew J. Pekka. Glenn Cameron Jr. Daniel Kavika Andrews.
Dean K. Husbands Feeling will present the candidates for master's degrees in the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts.
Candidates, Master of Science degrees in the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts, please rise and approach the stage. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for Master of Science degrees who have completed the requirements for these degrees.
Zishuo Li. Fangyuan Zhang. Mark Osmond Lanneman. Christopher G. Contos. Hassan Haddad. Valeria Elena Longhi. Laurel Marie Kostka. Rebecca Arlene Hammond. Mirna Garcia Rodriguez. Leslie Winstead. Amelia K. Wood Rousseau. Brianna Cranford Clay. Gregory Joseph Horstmeyer. Emma Brodzik. Alvaro Jose Concha. Nico Luzum. Omar Markin Webb. Agnes Catherine McCarty. Eleanor Smith. Maxwell McKinley Coptic. Yasser El Masri. Warren P. Stockard. Hannah O. Bembry. Kevin Paco Blaylock. Kaylin Sunhee Kim. Sarah Catherine Churchman. Michelle Ramirez. Ewing Jia. Jia Chen Lee. Sadia Hedarova. Chongbo Wang. Xirui Guo. Niall Richard Gamble. Kelly Daniel Grissom. Leonard Miller Stendig.
Dean Ellen Bassett will present the candidates for master's degrees in the College of Design.
Wow. I guess I'll go. Candidates for Masters of Science degrees in the College of Design, please rise and approach the stage. They're an unruly bunch. President Cabrera. They're moving. They're moving, moving, moving. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for Master of Science degrees who have completed the requirement for these degrees. They're coming around the bend right now.
Orion Hart Allgaier. Olivia Ray Wineski. Mohammed Arsam. Prerana Kamat. Janelle Page Wright. Tan Nyman. Ray Michael Ship. Chanel Campbell. Lorianne Donay. Palav Patel. Shannon M. Donahue. Gabrielle Marie Oliverio. Safe Amarir. Bianca Jo Mers. Maureen Margaret Ely. Freya Alice Brandel Tanis. Vincent Micah Bray. Grace Louise Roth. Sarah Al-Kayal. Hela Elfale. Noel J. Weber. Ted Kim. Bhumika Taneja. Aaliyah Unique Cobb. Brianna Marie Roden. Eden Christina Wright. Madeline Upton Close. Natalie Antrim Manitsius. Regan D. Buchanan. Hunter Abel. Reginald Terrell White Jr. Noldy Belazaire. Cameron Jones. Colin Maurer. Fang Li Song. Nathan Wagliardo. Zisheng Tang. Yunqi Yan. Candice Halia Moore Washington. Hitaisri Janga. Timothy Karam Min. Allison Ma. John Francis McNamara. Amber Nicole Blue. Mason Andrew Mann. Ying Yo. Guanhua Sun. Robin Maria Cornell. Tasha Ramey Snedeker. Stephen James Conshafter. Kelsey Corcoran. Yongshang Li. Wan Li Gao. Christina Toscano. Unadi Yu Deshmukh. Kiana Tulla. Kate Dayton. Leah M. Baldaki. Weston Byerly. Kurt Aaron Heischmidt. Robert Stephen Fagans Jr. Abigail Gatlin Dillon. Charles Llewellyn Dilcher Jr. Minji Kim. Christian Aranda. Hunter Perry. Darren Ray Kamsa Weinkoff. Michael Khalil Saleh. William Giles Goff. William Edward Wolfe. Alan Hara Rujeles, Jingyu Wang, Qinghao Zhang, Joel Cutler Thornton, Yue Xuan Chen, Lei Dan Nguyen, Bruce Allen Beatty III, Andrew Devin Cochran, Bo-Tao Lee, Andrew Scott Harmon, Luke Christian Davis, Michael Grant Poteet, Dylan Miles Young,
I'm the person who's backup caller.
Barrett Ashley Blaker, Miguel Angel Arana, Patricia Alejandra del Moral Suazo, Rosana Franco Pinilla, Katie Riley, Kate Linden Canfield, Breck Ansley Small, Jillian Drew Ginger, William Shepard Reynolds, Chaz Clark, Amelia Margaret McLean, Monica Magdi Rizik, Rend Zalzala, Caitlin Dimopoulos, Nurmit Patel, Shreya Vital Shanai,
Jinju Yang.
Dean Miriam Alavi will present the candidates for master's degrees in the Ernest Scheller Jr. College of Business.
Good afternoon. Candidates for the Master of Business Administration in the Scheller College of Business, please rise and approach the stage. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Master of Business Administration degree who have completed the requirements for their degree.
Jared P. Snell, Willis Paul Tippett IV, Ryan Williams, Kyle A. Winkler, Anthony John Hodge, Maria Harper, Francesca Sally, Marcus Alexander Budline, Chris Arms, Namu Kumar, Susie Livingston, Joshua Patrick O'Dowd, Crawford Patrick Lindsay, Pedro Marins Azaredo Coutinho, Lulu Shan, Han Ching Zhu, Blake Brady, Diego Cuestas, Megan Shagat, Chris Ryan Batol, Muhammad Ali Murtaza, Haley Armstrong, Robin Hicks, Normeen Sohani, Riley Presnell, Anders Frederick Olson, G.B. Fay, Jeffrey Martin Rummel Jr., Dustin Shoup, Alexa Morse, Jonathan King, Clive Anthony Thompson, Joshua Roy Fowler, Cameron Rader, Michael Becker, Luis Trejo, David Hun Kong, Hyung R. Cho, Deborah Kelsey Reyes Brannon, Joe Fletcher, Andrew Payne Thompson, Whitney Shaw, Brandon Wayne Grant Sadiq, Matthew D. Wiegand, Randy Joel Cruz, Catherine Price Crosby, Kaylee Alexandra Jennings, Catherine Mullett, Hung Lu Wen, Oluwapese Mary Anderson, Hannah Anise Moon, Alexandra Lee Smith, Brad Munoz, Michelle Bevan, Grace Vicker Vollo, Cooper Lee Stewart, Claire Bilkert, Linda Chinello Abosiuba, Scott David Spencer, Andrew Aaron Watson, Landry Yeye Zedam, Daniel Okebu, Joanna Oliva, Andrew Bolt, Harry Lee Allen V, Aditya Vikram, Jeffrey Chan, Bernice Gallego,
Dean Susan Lozier will present the candidates for master's degrees in the College of Sciences.
Good afternoon. Candidates for Master of Science degrees in the College of Science, please rise and approach the stage. President Cabrera, I have the honor and privilege of presenting to you those candidates for Master of Science degrees who have completed the requirements for their degrees.
Francisco Cesar Valencia Avalos.
Yeah.
Simone Lena Tennyson. Gabriel Alejandro Villaseñor. Jared Pellichet. Yevgenia Korchevskaya. Alexandra K. Newland. Anu Grover. Joram Rana. Brendan Paul Whalen. Shannon Salter. Nathaniel Arthur Lee.
Associate Dean Doug Williams will present the candidates for master's degrees in the College of Engineering.
Candidates for Master of Science degrees in the College of Engineering, please rise and approach the stage. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for Master of Science degrees who have completed the requirements for these degrees.
There's a lot of them.
Alex Joseph Field. Maxwell Roth Kerner. Sarkis Martin Ter Martirosyan. Karen Jan. Abel A. Diaz. Iskander Aripov. Amel Korachi. Hadrian Pujan. Kugapiryan Satyakumar. Jeremy Bernard Georges Gatineau. Luke Heyerdahl. Chanel L. Lee. Robert Schreck V. Victor Antonio Kama. Edward Sang Kun Han. Benjamin Austin Burka. Sean Brodney.
Elise, go on.
Elise Juselin. Eliza Lagorce. Janmin Lee. Paul Babu. Cyprian Castillo. Hamidreza Nazemi. Evan Raghuwansi. Stephen Eugene Ralph Jr. Jacqueline Danielle Nash. Max Pettiton. John Austin Bailiff, Dylan Matthew Statz, Lena Maria Pua Pita, Samuel Kane Actor, Katya Moihya, Amrita Mohanty, Nathan Eli Miller, Christopher Alexander Bogave, Paul Allen Anhalt, Mina Che, Jose Marte Sanchez, Chrissy Ann Haddon, Mona Dandan, Fad Swiba, Wasim Busaid, Nathan M. Boyd, Stanley Ageahi Ormenai, Walter Briggs Benson, Hannah Grace Huang, Ranak Kareem Lakhani, Travion Sharad Harris, Noah Taylor Stephen Donch, Nishan Nico, Nicholas William Hummel, Scott Fraser Swenson, David Cortez Gomez, Camila Gonzalez Marquez, Rachel Erbrick, Timothy Gallion, Hayden Lane Nichols, Reese Robert Peterson, Amanda Grace Bach, Brandon Lang Corey, Wasim Lakhani, Joel Benjamin Slaby, Mohammed Rafe, Amalik Avalon Acuna, Jessica Kuna, Luke Gabriel Distacio, William Christopher Alexander Barnes, Corey McDuffie, Abigail Ivermeyer, Annie Lua, Sanjana Kumar, Diana Barakamparan Michael, Tara Chan, Hussein Miyaziwala, Kyle Andrew Heiss, Shrijin Duggal, Ruth Grace Pavor, Paulino Harkeen II, Kyle Renberg, Colin I. Diggs, Richard Ramuni, Justine Valka, Alexander Angelo Andin, Ajinkya A. Sawant, Jasmine Masako Hornbeck,
Travis Oyema,
Nicholas Stephen Mulca, Michael F. Carrillo, Lauren Heinrich, Ryan Schmidt, Matthew H. Green, Carl Alexander Jacoby, Adam Wayne King, Bruno Gioli, Ziqing Wang, Hansong Yu, Shirei Peng, Bethel Tadessa Mamo, Ranim Amer Rizvi, Thomas Patrick Colwell, Jack Taylor Vaughn, Daniel Yang, Neil Santosh Narvikar, Tony Weinman, Abir Sharma, Michael Marzano, Jonathan Delosier, Shiren Ge, Junjae Huang, Inji John, Aji Batu C, Akshay Prakash Menon, Natasha Sakura Hirabayashi, Matthew Edward White, Joyita Roy, Harley May Ovell, Eric Michael Glunn, Landon Micah Ballard, Timothy Allen Brumfield Jr., Patrick John Liss, Griffin Keelan Fish, Samuel A. Dean, David Austin Shane, Wenlong Wang, Davide Balzerani, Ryan Nicholas Eartham, Ariel Tokars, Margaret Kilpatrick, Brenton Joel Willier, Alec Michael Hayes, James Conrad Alexander Vanderlinden, Catherine Ann Emanuel, Gregory Michael Herlock, Cameron Alton Johnstone, Sarah Wing Yin Chu, Vanessa Wu, Noah Chartier, Kyler Dull, Bogdan Paul Dorka, Michael Lima, Cameron Lloyd, Varun S. Matabushi,
Shelby Johnson,
Tara Lee Poteet, Jason Palmer, Leon Chen, Ted Ruman Vladdy, Jishnu Dave Medizzetti, Srinath Damodaran, Jose Zavala, Satchel Davis Delano, Marcos Vinicius Nascimento dos Santos, Ishita Mathur, Utorio Saha, Shubham Tandon, Amod Sachin Rajay, Catriona Canna McGregor, Elizabeth Rose Getz, Malo Vincent Lucian Crespel, Celine Bonifus, Agathe Dupont, Grayson Priscilla Wallace, Jacob Lumsden, Fanny Delphine Cholet. David Scott Byerly. Martin Delage. Romain Carmelo Parero. Thomas Claudet. Eleni Soteropoulos. Madeline Bown. Rukmini Roy. Ayaka Miyamoto. Crisula Lydia Pastra. Laura Morejon Ramirez. Bastian Fernand Pierre Noyo. Luke Kostermans. Romain Simon. Maxime Mute. Samrudi Shriram Kulkarni. Joseph Gregory Hatch. Ty Matthew Allen. Connor McClanahan Evans. Archit Mahindra. Rosen Leons. Yiyun Cindy Fay. Yusuf Fassi. Alex Scott Bajaran. Zachary Thomas Schaefer. Thomas Grant Brunson. Marie Nicole Desrochers. Sahil Dinesh Lala. Benjamin Lucas Perez. Bryce Matthew Neal Butler. Brian Haley. Stephen Anthony Allegri. Sarah B. Armand Barmeziar. Dylan Scott Hightower. Fanja Chu. Huining Liu. Jay Liu. Kyra Ko. Wei Huan Xu. Roderick Gray Jr. William Patrick Newt. Hu Chang Guo. Megan Haynes. Blake Ellis Capella. Alicia Molina Leon. Luis Diego Monje Jimenez. Harsha Chitor. Anam Khan. Vigneshwar Manakam. Kyle William Carberry. Jordan Altaffer. Jeremy Emmanuel Colton. Adea Queen. Corey Allen Beasley. Sebastian Delgado. Nicole Marie Catanzariti. Praise Shemosha. Mohammed Talha Atik. Patsakorn Sangsukiam. Raj Mahesh Kumar Desai. Amirta Ganesh Pugayendi. Yamini Ghanshyam Kulkarni, Ishrat Arora, Ziyu Yang, Max Anderton, Maria del Rosario Garcia Chinchilla, Daniel Soto, Shrenik Changede, Mohammed Hassan Jalal, Hamza Rashid, Jung Hao Dai, Dipali Balasubramani, Ismael Rodrigue Dandase, Matthew Robert Ramberger, Joseph Williams, Bhavik Desai, Prithvi Rathore, Carl Andrawas, Ritesh Jagdish Bhatt, Pratik Ramesh, Tejas Harirajan Radhakrishnan, Wei Yu Xue, Isabel Faith Fernandez, Patrick Hardin, Abraham Oluwaseun Ate, Carlota Bonet Bejoso, Jeremy Siev, Shreyas Gopalarathnam Ashok, Pritham Hediredi, Wei De Yu, Sushuai Chu, W. Tyler Steen, Rafia Tasnin, Jake Boltman, Jesse Thomas Goodwin, Jordan Dongmo Zange, Aiza Aslam, Austin Michael Rose, Hartley Blake Adkins, Tyler Roger Queen, Gautier Poitevin, Gaspar Mikkel, Jeremy DeCroix, Paul Boileau, Maxime Valky, Marcus Aaron Kane, Prabodh Vidupankal Shastri, Huaijang Zhang, Jordan Hurt, Ian D. Daff, Keno Ogelawohor, Corson G. Teasley, Elias Daniel Eyrick, Nolan Edward Culhane, Bijan Fazal, Callan Hughes, Ian Moss, Shweta Datta, Jonas Vanka, Yuki Yoshinaga, Sushmita Warrior, Pablo Ramos, Vincent Wang, Michael Lee, Jonathan One Key Park, Kyle Ford Hunnady, Daniel Riley Cantrell, Ben Jean, Matthew Berg, Ruben David Quiros, Colton James Mack, Geneva Renee Roomer, Aoun Hussein, Hao Chen Yin, Dinglin Xia, Zhi Zhang, Chuanqi Chen, Haluk Ardogan, Shuachen Xie, Nikit Bowler, Abigail Grace Kettle, Mercury Liu, Heibo Zhang, Shudong Wang, Yicheng Zhang, Nakia Jackson, Praneeth Irvin Luck Edu, Junhan Hu, Meng Dang, Haibei Zhu, Weigang Ning, Christopher McCluggage, Lacey Marie Littleton, Celeste Smith,
All right. Well, thanks to all of you for your cooperation. Your last assignment you have met with great skill. And now, as I promised, these are the words that will make your degree official. I may have seen 2 people leave the stadium. We don't know what's going to be happening to their diplomas. But now, will all the graduates please rise? So here we go. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Georgia Institute of Technology and by authority of the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I now confer upon each of you a master's degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Graduates, this is your last assignment. It only requires that you know your right from your left. To symbolize your achievement, you may now move the tassel on your mortarboard from the right to the left. Please join me in congratulating these fine new graduates of Georgia Tech. Congratulations. The graduates and the audience are requested to remain standing as the President's Party recesses. Then I invite all of you to join in the singing of the greatest fight song in the world, the Rambling Wreck. Thank you for attending this afternoon and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
The spirit of the cheering throng resounds with joy revealing a neighborhood in grace and song in memory of the days gone by. O Scion of the South, notes you shall forever fly. I'm a rambling wreck for Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. A hell of an engineer. Like all the delicate fellows, I drink my whiskey clear. I'm a rambling wreck for Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. Oh, if I had a daughter, sir, I'd dress her white and gold and put her on the campus to free the brave and bold. And if I had a son, sir, I'd tell you what he'd do. He would yell, to hell with Georgia, like his daddy used to do. Oh, if I had a barrel of rum and sugar 1,000 pounds, a college bell to put it in, and clap it to serve it round. A drink to all good fellows who come from far and near. I'm a rambling, gambling, hell of an engineer.